And we now have the keynote address by our chief guest, Dr. Apoorva Palkar Ji, the Vice Chancellor of Maharashtra State Skills University, MSSU, Government of Maharashtra. She is the founding Vice Chancellor of MSSU. She comes with an academic experience of more than 28 years in higher education and has been an institution builder. A graduate in mathematics, a post-graduation in business management, alumni of IMA. She is the recipient of the prestigious Ravi J. Mathai Fellow Award and Academic Leadership Award from Higher Education Forum. She's worked as the Director Innovation, Incubation and Linkages at Savitribai Phule, Pune University for more than 4 years prior to joining MSSU, and has done some pioneering work in the area of startups and entrepreneurship. She has been a part of the skills education for over a decade and has spearheaded mass skilling initiatives in the past. In a short span of a year, she launched 21 programs under the aegis of MSSU. I think that needs a big applause. She's partnered with various industries and organizations for setting up the unique model of university-focused doing while learning. University has 3 centers operational. She has authored 5 books in marketing management, written 50 research papers, trend reports, 100+ articles in newspapers, and 50+ conference paper presentations. And now I'm sure you really want to listen to her, right? Yes. For the keynote address, I welcome you to the podium, ma'am. Can we have a huge round of applause?
Good morning, everyone. Every time I have to adjust the mic because of my height, wherever I go. Indeed, a great honor and privilege for me to be here, to be a part of this beautiful gathering of women and few men who are here. Thank you, Shweta Ji, who introduced me to Bhavesh for the first time. So I got introduced to Bhavesh only through Shweta Ji a few years back. And that is where our journey has started with Bhavesh, helping and supporting him in whatever little way I could do in my own small little capacity. It's nice to see vibrant faces here, and I understand that all of you are women entrepreneurs. After a vibrant speech by a politician, listening to an academician may be a little dry, but I'll try and put in perspective what I am doing and maybe of interest to a lot of you who may want to understand and take the benefit of what I am doing in the city of Mumbai and in the state of Maharashtra. I'm leading a university which is Maharashtra State Skills University. And a lot of times, I was told by my daughter one day when I was doing an interview at Doordarshan, Mom, be aware of the fact that you don't lead a women university because your talk is so oriented towards women all the time that you speak of. I've become very cautious about the fact that I lead a normal university where men and women both study. But let me tell you in context, on a personal note, that in my family, I am the 4th girl child born in a family, and my father was always a loner with my mother and 3 elder sisters. So we always rejoiced being a woman in the house. And I was the most pampered child in my family, as opposed to the fact that the 4th girl child coming to birth, probably there would have been a different kind of expectation, but I had the best childhood that I could ever dream of, and I'm very fortunate that I had a very lovely father who took care of all the 4 sisters. Let me also put in context what God has given me. So all the 4 sisters, all of us, delivered 5 girls put together. So there's no boy in the family. So every time we felt that being women is the best thing under the sun. And when I come to such forums, I am excited to hear a lot of other things, because as child, in the growing age, it never occurred to me. But when I actually grew up and went into my career is where it stuck to me what I am into and what is this being a woman. Shweta ji has already mentioned a lot of aspects on the statistics. But let me also put in perspective one important statistics on which currently I have made that as a mission of my life. And that mission on my life is that only 8% of the women are in mainstream workspace. And we are talking of a population which is 49% of women and 51% of men in a country. So there's a huge gap that we see in terms of the mainstream workspace where women have not chosen for various reasons. And when we look at the result sheets of an SSC and an HSC and ICSC and any board examination, you see that all the toppers are women. And this has been my personal experience also when I grew up to become a director at the age of 34 of a business school. When I took that mandate in my hand, the first thing that I did is when I was building this business school, I said, let me try and find out my friends who have given up their careers for family reasons. And this is where I reached out to a friend of mine who had I think she had a 2-year-old kid. And she was a MS University of Baroda BCom topper, first shot CA, sitting at home because her son, Jay, was very tiny. I told her only one thing, Prachi, can you come and start the work? She said, no, we'll take care of Jay. I said, I'm perfectly fine. How long do you think that you can leave Jay and come to work? She said, I can come for 3 hours. I said, given, come for 3 hours, do the work, I will pay you full salary of an assistant professor then. It was very unusual. I went to my promoter and I told him I was working for a private institution then. And I convinced my promoter that let's get people like this who are really intelligent and who have been at home, can we bring them back to mainstream? Let me tell you, I saw the dedication that I received from people like her, and similarly I created my whole team who started teaching, and the institute that I was leading became the best institute in terms of women teachers. And people used to say, I used to get kids from almost 18 to 19 states, including the states like the northern states, the eastern states, where people would come and say that beware of these women in this institute. They're very, very strict and they're very, very tough. So that's the kind of culture women could bring in, provided you provide them an opportunity which is conducive to the family and conducive to their career aspiration. Now, while I joined Maharashtra State Skills University, the first thing that I did is my friend Anand Deshpande from Persistent System, I reached out to him and I told him, sir, हमें कुछ एक साथ मिलके करना है. I've joined here as the Vice Chancellor and you're from Pune. He said, एक ही काम हमें करना है. And the first thing that we did is we said that the women who have taken break for 2 to 5 years for family reasons, let's get them back to work. And that was the first program that we launched in 23 January. And these women, there were about 30 women who joined my program and took up a course and program which was rigorous for 6 months, and all of them got into Persistent System. And this is where we felt that there is a huge gap that exists in the market for the set of people who have given up work for families, especially in the IT space, because IT moves really, really very fast. And the changes are so tremendous that people lose confidence. And this is where universities like ours, if we are able to give an opportunity, will be happy to do so. The second important area which I wanted to share with everyone sitting in this room, and this is a discussion that I've had with Laghu Udyog Bharati as well. We are in the partners with National Skill Development Corporation, who gave me an opportunity to speak to Laghu Udyog Bharati women. And when I went and met these women one-on-one for almost about 3 hours in Jaipur, I realized that all the women who were in the room and who were entrepreneurs were struggling for a steady income, because most of them were doing the handicraft work, and I saw the kind of work that they were doing. And the engagement with the market was limited only to the events that they were doing. So there was no steady income for all the 12 months in a year. This is a huge challenge, and everyone told me only one pain area, all women entrepreneurs told me only one pain area is connect to the market. While I had these discussions with a lot of training partners in the past, I realized that हमारी जितनी योजनाएं हैं, हर योजना में हम पैसे दे रहे हैं जिसमें हम महिलाओं को सब सिखाना चाहते हैं. We want to teach them everything. We want to teach them branding. We want to teach them marketing. We want to teach them supply chain. We want to teach them how to procure. We want to teach them how to go into the international market. Imagine somebody who, today I'm not talking to women like you, but I've also dealt with women who were from the rural parts, and I did a survey for about 10,000 women in and around Pune city in 10 talukas, where I found that a lot of them had given up their education in 8th standard, 10th standard, and had not learned anything beyond that, and expecting them to learn everything in a 5-day training program and bringing them to have enterprises which will scale up is next to impossible. So we are spending our money not in the right direction. This is where we brought in a very different model. And that model was, can I get 10 women to come together on a given set of a business and allow them to work together? The only work these 10 women are expected to do is manufacturing. Just learn the ropes of manufacturing. Let these 10 women come out of their homes, take a small shade in the village. This is a rural example that I'm giving, and which I explored while I was the Director of Innovation in Pune University, and where we said that these 10 women will come under this one shade, get out of their homes for 5 hours, 6 hours, when they feel that they're going out to do some work. All of them will be provided support from large-scale manufacturers to provide that particular shade, machinery, whatever is there. And the manufacturing will happen. Their limited knowledge and training was only on how do you source your raw material, how do you do the manufacturing, and how do you ensure that you give a very quality product to XYZ people. And this is where Suhana came ahead. He said that I am sourcing, I mean, this was another eye-opener for me for the state of Maharashtra versus Gujarat. Nothing that I'm speaking, I'm a Maharashtrian myself. But let me give in perspective what a businessman stated. He said that, मैडम आप कह रही हैं इन महिलाओं के साथ काम करने का, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये है कि गुजरात की महिलाएं एक दिन में 6 से 7 किलो पापड़ बनाती है, जबकि महाराष्ट्र की महिलाएं 1 किलो भी नहीं बना पाती है. So businessman will look at the outcome. So it's the culture that we have to build in the state of Maharashtra. We need to ensure that these women come together and have a very, very focused approach on how do I do things that will lead to the scale up. It's easier to say that I will scale up my business. There's nothing wrong in 10 people coming together, 10 women coming together, defining 20 businesses in 20 different locations and scaling it only from the aspect of providing it to a large scale, maybe a platform provider. There are multiple platform providers. Leave the Amazons of the world. There are many others also in the world. So this is another model that I explored. I experimented. I felt very happy about the fact that we were able to provide a model, and this was done, I think Vaidyaji is also here, but we did not do it with PCMC, but we did this with Pune Municipal Corporation. So these are some of the positive points in my life where I felt that I was able to contribute something to the lives of women, and I'll be very happy that in this room, people who are sitting in this room, if you think that there is an opportunity that exists with a skills university where you would like to engage with the university with a proposition which I've been telling Bhavesh as well, that I will be very happy to take things forward. Another model that I would like to share here, because there was a mention of the home caregiver segment. Let me tell you, National Skill Development Corporation International engaged with Maharashtra State Skills University, my university, where we are the sole partners for them in terms of international jobs. it's a mandate that is given to us that at least 4 to 5% of the Indian population should go overseas and work. I'm not saying that only at the lowest strata the Indians have to go and work, but here is an opportunity of home caregivers with a country like Japan. In a country like Japan today, a lot of you have old people in your house. Imagine the kind of salaries that you give to these women who come to work with you. I don't think even with an agency, if you get someone for 24 hours, a woman who comes to work with you pay more than 25,000 or 30,000. I don't think you pay more than that. Here is an opportunity in a country like Japan where there is only one condition: can I teach these women Japanese language? And I started that day before yesterday. It's a 9-month rigorous program in learning foreign languages. And when I started the initiative, I thought that learning a language meant that 2 hours per day. But when I went inside, I found that this is not the way learning of a language can happen when you want to go to another country and crack an interview. 9 months rigorous program, 6 hours per day, 6 days in a week is what these women are expected to take the training from my university. I have no shame in saying that I am a higher education institution, but as a social cause, I have taken this up. But why have I taken this up? I have taken this up because the women who are going to be taking language skills with me would be offered a job in Japan where they will make salary of 2.5 lakh per month in Indian rupees, and they will be taken care by the Japanese family where they live, eat, everything, and they get a work visa of 5 years where they can take their families there and probably take the family to a next level. The point that I'm trying to make here is Indians with the positive demographic dividend can make a lot of difference to the world. Today the world is looking at us. There are multiple opportunities. It is just for all of us to think of the opportunities and take these opportunities one by one. And all of us can contribute to building the nation. In my own small given capacity, I'm trying to see how I can build this. We're doing it with German language, we are doing it with Australia, with English in UK, another English language. And this is the inauguration that actually I did yesterday, where we have about 35 to 40 kids also from the ITI sector. So I'm talking about the sectors where people take up education but don't get steady livelihood. So this is where an ITI, where a student comes out of an ITI, still struggles to get a job of 12,000, 14,000, 60,000. Multiple jobs are available, but academia or academic institution like ours have to really think out of the box to get everyone into a framework. And on the other side of the spectrum, my university also works on entrepreneurship. One is employment and second is entrepreneurship. And in the entrepreneurship space, I'm very happy to share that I am from the Department of Skill, Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And in the very first year, we have an incubation center in place. But not many people know about the fact that this incubation center and the Maharashtra State Innovation Society could provide so many opportunities to people like you sitting for various multiple योजना. हमें मालूम ही नहीं कि योजनाएं क्या है, हम वहाँ तक पहुँचना ही नहीं चाहते हैं या पहुँच नहीं पाते हैं. So use us as a platform to reach out to them. Come with all your proposals that you may have, where we could help you, support you, mentor you, and train you if you required. Because training is one area where I'm very skeptical when I speak to entrepreneurs, because in Pune University, while I was doing this for the startup ecosystem, one of the startups actually came who had some funding for the Shirdi project with an IoT-based parking system. He came and asked me, मैम आप मुझे हर सैटरडे को 3 घंटे का क्लास करने के लिए कह रही हैं. So how do you think that you will account for the time that I'm going to be spending in the classroom versus the business that I lose? So I'm very careful when I speak to entrepreneurs. We value your time. We understand that you're here for a cause, And we will ensure that whatever help and support you need in terms of consulting, in terms of mentorship, in terms of funding, because there's only one question that every entrepreneur comes and asks is, paise milenge kya? So paise is the last thing. Before paise, there are hundreds of things that we have to, there are other people also in the room from Magic. We have the CEO sitting there in the room. There are multiple people who are from the ecosystem. So this is the only piece of advice that I can give to everyone. Sky is the limit for everyone, but it's important for us to define how are we going to break the glass ceiling. It's all up to you. If you want to break the glass ceiling, you will definitely be able to do so. But if you decide to remain in your comfort zone, nothing is going to come to you on a platter. Your life is all driven by your own aspiration. So define your aspiration, keep it as high as possible so that the world looks at you and says that I want to become like her. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for all your encouraging words. I'll request Sweta ji to please felicitate Palkar ma'am. Could we have the shawl and bouquet, please? We also have the gift hampers from Ui and Laja.